Hi folks, Rodney here. Hey, I wanted to take a couple minutes to kind of talk about the Yamaha Power Tuner app. I've seen a few people do it. I don't know that anybody's really kind of gone through it and explained what each map does and how you go ahead and go about resetting them. But I want to take a couple minutes to do that. So this is basically just about the mapping. We're not going to talk about the scheduled maintenance or any place to put notes and stuff like that. But what I did want to talk about is the different maps that you can download in the bike. The bike's going to come standard with 3 maps in it already. It's going to have the, 4 maps. It has the torquey, it has the high revving, has a mild, has the MX power feeling. The MX power feeling map for the stock settings was the best map for what I felt. Obviously I'm riding out here in the woods. I don't do any track. I'd like to someday, but I haven't had a chance to yet with this bike. But anyway, I felt like the torquey map, I guess it'd be great if you were in really muddy situations, but it just feels too lethargic, so I never really used it. The high revving map was okay, but it seems a little soft on the bottom. The mild power, I just never liked that map at all. And then the MX power feeling map, as I mentioned, was what I felt like was the best map. So I'm going to open up the map just so you can see. So you got your fuel injection and you got your ignition, and you can go through there and you can set them. If I wanted to go in and change something, I would go to the fuel injection, and then I could just change plus or minus whatever I wanted for each setting. So you got your throttle from 0 to 100%. You got your RPMs from 0 to 10,000. And so you can set it where you want it to hit more or less. I want to go back and talk about a couple different maps here. So they came out with the Travis Preston map. Now, for those of you that don't already know, your pluses is going to give you more fuel. Your minuses are going to reduce your fuel. Your ignition, your pluses is going to advance the timing. Your minus is going to retard the timing. And so you'll see here that on the first Travis Preston map, it was a little more aggressive. 0 is your baseline. A little more aggressive through the fuel, and then obviously advanced the timing quite a bit. He came out with a Travis Preston 2.0, and it retarded the fuel, or I should say lessened the fuel a little bit off the bottom, and kept it advanced on the top. And then he advanced the timing in the very beginning, and then a little less on top. One of the things that you will see these minuses here. So when you run the Travis Preston 2.0, you'll feel this almost, I won't say it's like a hesitation right off the bat. And I'm sure that, in the beginning, if you have it too much, too much fuel and advancing the timing like that, you may want to feel like it's kind of jumping out of ruts if you're coming around corners, or, right off just as soon as you crack the throttle, it really opens up. But anyway, he's obviously gone in there and reduced the fuel on that. What I liked is I took a map and I kind of customized it myself. So we're on the Travis Preston 2.0. He's reduced the fuel off the beginning. What I did is I just kind of went back to the baseline, and then I advanced the timing a little bit. So that gave me a little more hit right off as soon as you crack the throttle. And then it just kind of builds from there. And same thing with the fuel. Right off just crack of the throttle, it just kind of a baseline, it's okay, and then it hits pretty hard. And I like that kind of electric feeling. So one of the things, if you've ever ridden a bike that feels like that, once you hit that power band, it just almost feels electric, like it takes no force at all, and the bike just takes off. Well, advancing the timing will definitely do that. And so, when you go back and look at them again, the torquey map, a lot of fuel, but very little, or they're definitely retarding the ignition. The MX power feeling map, you got your baseline, you're advancing the fuel a little bit, advancing the ignition a little bit, and so it gives you a little more power on the kind of upper end, but not too aggressive off the bottom. The high revving map, see how it advances the timing there, and then very little fuel, or I should say baseline fuel. So you'll find out that it seems like it revs higher. When you go to the torquey side, it doesn't rev quite as high. It will give you obviously a lot more torque right off the bat, but it's not going to rev as high. So, it's pretty simple. Like I said, you get the 4 maps, come standard with the bike. I'm going to go back here for a second for anybody that wants to download the Travis Preston 2.0, and it kind of lets you look at that. Maybe you can get a snapshot and set it up yourself. Here's the Travis Preston. And then here's the MX custom map that I made. Feel free to check that out, see what you think. You know, it's very simple to use this. It can be a little daunting in the beginning because if you don't really understand what each one of them does, you don't want to go in there and screw something up. Keep in mind that they have safety guidelines and safety baselines here that you're not going to screw up the bike. So you can always go back to one of the 4 maps that already comes with the bike. Those are standard. You can't mess with those, but you can customize others. So there again, go out there, play with it a little bit, see what each, you know, advancing the fuel, retarding the fuel, or advancing the timing, retarding the timing, and give it more or less fuel and see what you think. Like I said, I like the customized map. What I've done is I've taken the MX Power Feeling map and then also the Travis Preston 2.0 and kind of combined them together, and just found something that I really like. So go out there, have some fun, send me some comments. If you have any questions, anything I can help with, you know, feel free to drop a comment. Please like and subscribe, and definitely send this to somebody else if you know somebody else who has a bike with the Power Tuner app. One thing I will say, this is a 450, and so the maps I have in here are for the 450. So if you try to download them for a 250, I'm not quite sure how it's going to work for you. But anyway, have some fun, send me some comments, please like and share, and see you out on the trails.